Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back along to another episode of The Young Farmer. My name, as always, is Andy, and you join me today as we're just come back from seeing a neighbor. We've got the a trailer on the back with a piece of equipment that we're going to have to use today on a plot of land that's around about 7 or 8 acres. It's a field of sugar beet that we couldn't get harvested, or the previous regime couldn't get harvested at least, and has been left to kind of rot in the field, really. So we need to kind of work that all down, mulch it all in, leave it as organic matter there, and we're going to try and let it kind of recover over the winter and then get a spring crop drilled into there as well. So that's the intention. We'll have to wait and see if we can actually achieve that or not, see what it works out like. But yeah, that's going to be our task for today. And then on the way back here, we're also just going to swing in and have a quick look at some of the other ground as well. Some of the spring, the winter wheat, winter barley ground that we put in. There's a field of triticale there. I need to figure out whose that is and what's going on with that one. But we are going right here. Around the corner we go. So yeah, I've got the class action parked up at the yard. We're going to go and have a look into it. Now, if we just stop about here first. Perfect. This is a piece of equipment. We're going to look at that in just a little bit more detail soon, but this is the field that we're going to come into. We just need to go and drop off this machine and hook it on. It's just all... With the previous regime, they kind of had to stop operations quite quickly, and they didn't even get a contractor in to lift that sugar beet, which allowed it to rot in the field there over time. So what we need to do, like I say, we're just going to... we're going to knock all the tops off that, and then we're going to... It's not a bad sized field there at all, so what we could do is get something... if it'll incorporate properly, we might have to give it several goings over. But the aim and the hope is that we can do that, and then, like I say, in the springtime, it should have a really good organic matter content. That should be one good thing in its favor. Now, what I'm going to do... we've got the class there from drilling. We swing into this yard. You'll see we're still waiting for a few bits of equipment to leave the yard here. But for the most part, it's getting a little bit more sparse, which is great. Now, if I leave this here, pull it forward ever so slightly. Perfect. Fantastic stuff. So, we're going to just unhook the drill. We'll try and get this all mounted on. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but once we get that on, we'll give you guys an overview of it. And yeah, we're going to get to work with this beast. And alright then, folks, there you go. It doesn't look quite so big when it's on the back of the Axion, but it is pretty mean nonetheless, I can assure you. This is the Immense 38SX. Now what this will do, it has a million little kind of almost shovel blades in there, and this is gonna, it's like a rotavator really. It's gonna dice up anything that comes into its path really. The owner of this uses it for a lot of reclamation work on old forestry ground or tracks or anything like that, so it should mince up this this ground that we're going into. What we hope to see is that it will do that. It'll just chop up all the remaining rotten sugar beet there and just into a fine material really, which can then be incorporated into the land over the next kind of 3-4 months. I am expecting to have to work it down at least once more with a power harrow maybe, but we'll we've got the power harrow and top down at our disposal, or the carrier, sorry, at our disposal, so we'll use both of those. But like I say, what we're going to do now is just start and get this land returned to some decent working order, and we'll see. Otherwise, drilling here has gone well. We've got pretty much all the winter drilling in the ground now, and I've got Chris over at Sandy Bay just finishing up a few little bits and pieces there, but then he's probably not far off being done either. So once we get this done, I'm taking the sprayer back to my yard. Beg your pardon, I'm taking the drill back to my yard, and the sprayer is going on the 830, and then we'll be all set there. Now I'm not going to go into that gate because I might as well just go around the corner here where it's that's a bigger entrance. And yeah, once we're all set, then we're good to go. We're going to be focusing on moving on to winter work, spraying work, bale carting, There's still a lot of reclaiming work to do here that we're going to try and get cracking along with as and when we can, but yeah, that's something that we need to have a look into, of course. Now, this is going to be a bit of a slow old gig, but we'll just have to see how we get on. What I'm going to do is go around all the headlands first. We'll get that cracked out there. The headlands might have to be done 2 or 3 times just if we're going to be driving over them a lot, but we're going to try and keep that turning area to a minimum, really, I should think. See how we get on. But yeah, ultimately, this thing doesn't require, you'd think it would require an awful lot of horsepower. It doesn't. It requires about 150 there, which is pretty good. But I have been told here in any hard ground, it will want to try and find a little bit more than that. So I've got 230 here. I'm not too concerned about that. But anyway, what we're going to do is just get cracking along with it, really. See how we get on here. Tractor's nice and clean. I don't think it's going to stay that way for much longer. I have to fire it there. You can already see those blades starting to spin around there. That's going to be... that's pretty fierce. Okay. We're just going to get our cruise control set here a little bit. There we go. We won't go too quickly here. We'll give it as much time as we can to get flying along there. As you can see, properly mincing everything over there, leaving a bit of the organic matter mixed in everywhere, which is perfect. And we're going to take it nice and closely towards the edge. Beautiful. We weren't wrong when they said this would do the trick. Whilst we wait, we're just going to get our GPS all set up here as well. Perfect stuff. Okay. So it's not going to be a very quick job for us to do, but it is an essential job there. Like I say, we'll probably get some something spread onto here over the winter as well, just to see what it looks like. Might even look at putting a cover crop in just to kind of stabilize that soil structure again, and we'll leave it be. But we'll have to just get some confirmation from the estate for that one. And then we're away. So it's it does leave a very tidy looking track, actually. That's very nice indeed. Absolutely sailing along here. And there is one more job that we might have to look to do out here, incredibly. There's a chance that the combine might have to come back out. There's a few of the triticale that was taking forever, and it looked like it wasn't going to ripen off, and it was going to start to the seeds were going to start to sprout because it was just so moist and so wet for so long. But it does look like that's drying out nicely. We're going to monitor it over the next day or two, and there might be a chance that the combine is coming back up here to get some more work done. So I never thought we'd see that. Bear in mind we are in mid-autumn right now, but this is where we are, so we'll have to watch that space and see how it comes along. I'd rather not if we didn't have to, but c'est la vie. Sometimes it's that's what we're gonna have to do, and we'll see. But yeah, should hopefully have some kind of clearer feedback on that one by the end of today, tomorrow, because it's supposed to be really nice weather today, very nice and warm tomorrow as well. And if it's gonna dry out at all, it'll be then. Otherwise, we'll just we might even just green mow it up and wrap it. And just get a whole crop off there. I think that could be another option, which might be the more viable. And there's still quite a few people without a lot of fodder this year, so we from an estate standpoint, I don't think the yield's gonna be very good, so you might as well just kind of bail that all up and get it out of here. But we're cruising along about just under 4 miles an hour, which is plenty fast enough for this beast, I do believe. And we'll see how we get on. Once we get all the way around one headland there, we'll stop and we'll take a bit of a look at it. But yeah, you can see this is it's unfortunate that something like this has to be done, but we miss a bit. I think it's just the best thing to kind of recover the field there, all in all. But what about yourself? What are you all getting up to? Do let us know down below. Let us know if you're drilling or if you're back in the harvest still. Let me know how it's going there. A lot of people have really mixed weather of late. It's proven quite tricky. Easy. God, you really feel when you hit a tough bit of land. Heavens. Can you ever? Struggling for traction a bit on this back end here. This is why the headlands might have to be taken out a couple of times, just to stop if there's any severe compaction, which sometimes from sugar beet there can be, but it's usually after the harvest there. But we'll see how we get on. Alright, so for this back leg here of this headland here, I have the drone. I'm going to just stop right about here, and then we're going to send up that drone, and then yeah, let's get a few action shots whilst we get. It's taking us a while to do a single headland, so we'll get some shots of it whilst we're going.
You can try to change us. Do your best to change us. Oh, we don't want love like this. We want all or nothing. No, we don't believe in playing safe. Oh, we don't love like this. We want all or nothing. We don't believe in playing safe.
Alright, then let's have a look. See, that's the first headland done. Knock those spinning blades of doom off. And yeah, first pass done there, and you can see it's absolutely annihilating everything. It looks so much better in its current state there. What we might even try and do is not even do another headland really. We're just going to try and take a beeline off the middle. We can use this border a little bit if we need to. But yeah, very happy with how it's all kind of piecing it in together. And we'll see just how we get on here. Give ourselves a little bit more room to work in. Try and just chop out this middle bit here. And what we'll do, we're just going to try and go roughly up the middle there. Oh, let's do it. It is brutal. Excellent stuff. And we're gonna get this little corner squared off now anyway, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, it's gonna be well worth it, that's for sure. And hopefully this field won't take too much damage there. And the farm did lose a little bit of money because they couldn't harvest this crop, but the organic matter going back into the ground should help it out anyway, I would hope. We're gonna be up at the estate here for a while because we've got a few other bits and pieces to do over the next few days. A little bit of reclamation work in there as well if we can. And then, like I say, there's a field of alfalfa that we're not sure what we're going to do with because we didn't end up baling that for livestock. And then there's also, like I said, that field of triticale. So Lord knows the mowers may be coming out, but I guess we'll figure that one out in due course. Until then, though, we're going to leave it here, I do believe, as we get cracking. I have been Andy. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't, you've yet to do so, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button to Simulation for the Nation, who kindly agrees to host everything. And we will see you all in the next one. Until then, though, thank you ever so much for watching, folks. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.